you were found guilty as an adult, you could serve up to 6 months in the county jail and pay a $1,000 fine. As a juvenile, you can serve time in a detention facility and still pay a $1,000 fine. In count 2, you're accused of unlawfully driving a motor vehicle, to wit, a 2005 GMC Sierra at East 6th Street in El Dorado, Kansas, which was involved in an accident
And
or a
Judge,
crash.
and I apologize, Judge, but that counts being dismissed for plea negotiations.
But it hadn't been dismissed yet, has it?
The state is agreeing to dismiss it as a part of my client pleading guilty to count 2.
Well, I think with the way this young man's acting, he needs to understand, and I'm sure you've told him, but that charge is called leaving the scene of an accident. It's alleged that you hit a utility pole while driving without a license, and that you didn't notify the nearest officer or police authority without undue delay, and that you didn't leave your address, vehicle registration number securely attached to a conspicuous place. This is a misdemeanor as well. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have a good attorney to get you a plea agreement, then it sounds like you do have that charge going away, but you're still looking at that B misdemeanor in count 1. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
How do you plead to this charge? No valid driver's license.
No contest.
What do you mean by no contest?
That means you're pleading guilty. You're guilty. You're
Well,
not.
mother, unless your legal attorney authorized as his attorney. I wanted to see if he paid attention to Mr. Patterson.
Okay.
That's what Mr. Patterson told me to say.
He just told you to say no contest. He didn't tell you what it meant.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe. So you don't know what you're doing by pleading no contest?
No.
All right, I'm gonna put you back in the breakout room with your attorney. But I've watched Darren Patterson practice law for decades, and I think he probably told you what that meant. But maybe you were sleeping while he was telling you that. So, Mr. Patterson, try again. Please go in a breakout room with your client.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mrs. Alvarez, make sure he clicks on that when the
Okay.
screen offers. Thank you.
Yep.
In the meantime, we'll be on the record in Coberly, BU 2024 TR77, State of Kansas versus Shelley J. Coberly. Please announce appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. Joseph Baca appearing for the state.
Miss Coberly, are you here? Shelley J. Coberly. Have you seen her on the docket? Did she have a diversion agreement filed, Mr. Baca? Can we take her off the docket? No, this is a motion to revoke that diversion, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. I am just double checking our service for today's hearing. It does look like we filed a return of service that has a file stamp date of May 14th. And we did certified mail that I believe was completed service for today's hearing. So based on that, and if she continues not to appear, state's request would just be to revoke diversion and then have this set for a trial on stipulated facts.
I do see we've met on 3 different occasions trying to get service to her and have this hearing. At this time, the motion to revoke diversion is granted by default. We will set this for trial on stipulated facts, and the defendant will be given notice of that date. Do we want to do that September 21st, or we want to put that on a Wednesday? Any recommendations, Mr. Baca? You want to put that on Wednesday traffic, or do you want to just put it back on a Monday and maybe she'll have an attorney, maybe she won't?
Judge, I'd honestly be fine for other. I think based on the charges, there are all traffic charges. I'd be fine with a Wednesday traffic.
Jennifer, what looks better to you, a Monday or a Wednesday for a motion or a trial on stipulated facts?
One moment, Your Honor. Let me look at your Wednesday dockets.
Okay.
Looks like we could do July 29th.
Is that a Wednesday?
Yes.
All right, July 29th at 9 a.m. will be the trial on stipulated facts notice to defendant. Anything further, Mr. Baca, on this matter?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Very well, then we'll be in recess on that matter. We'll now take up Ivy on the record in BU 2025 TR 2131, State of Kansas versus Azalea Jadis Ivy. Please announce appearances.
I'm here.
Thanks. Oh, Joseph Baca for the state.
And Miss Ivy appears in person and pro se. Miss Ivy, can you face the, okay, yeah, if you could keep facing the camera and maybe lower it a little bit so we can see your face.
Yes, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Hold on, boys. Where to set this thing? Go in there for a second, please. Go in there for a second, please.
All right, Miss Ivy appears in person and pro se is your bondsman here. I believe this was set over today at the request of Bondsman Kirkman from the May or April 13th, 2026 hearing. It was set over at the request of the bondsman for today because he was going to bring the defendant into custody. Has she ever been brought into custody?
Nobody can fucking help me at all. Mom, come get the boys.
Your Honor, I think I can answer. While it doesn't have a file stamp date, I do have a copy of a bond. Does look like it was executed April 22nd. And
Did he
that
make
does
that
appear
bond
to
too?
be after her last court date where she had failed to appear. She executed that bond in the amount of $2,000, which was what the bond was set when she failed to appear in December.
But that was a new bond. We still had the issue of the forfeiture of the first bond. Did Mr. Kirkman bring her in? Did he make the new bond? Is he here today? I don't see him.
I am checking. Your Honor, the new bond that I referred to looks like it's AAA bonding that executed the new bond. I am
Well,
unaware if Mr. Kirkman brought her in, though.
how do you want to proceed on this motion for judgment, Mr. Bakken?
Well, Judge, at this time, given she has a new bond and is appearing today, state would move to withdraw the motion for judgment on bond.
All right, motion for judgment granted. And what are you going to do about this matter before the court today? Otherwise, this operating a motor vehicle without a valid license and failing to drive on the right lane. Are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, waive attorney and represent yourself? What are you doing, Miss Ivy, about these charges?
Apply for an attorney.
Where do you work?
I currently do not work right now.
Why not?
Looking for a job. I quit my old job.
What job was your old job?
It was at a strip club.
And you quit it, why?
Because I don't have daycare like that for my children. So the hours wasn't working with my children.
Are you going to try to find another job?
Yes, I have been looking for another job.
And how long since you've been employed?
Probably a month now.
Have you been looking or you haven't
Yeah.
gotten around to it yet?
Yes, I just had an interview the other day for a job at Loving Hearts, so I'm waiting to hear back from them, but I'm currently still looking for another job if that doesn't go through.
And what is Loving Heart?
It's home health care.
Okay. And you don't need a valid license to get there?
No, my mom can take me if need to be.
Are you living with your mom?
Yes, I am.
Are you married or single?
I'm a widow. I'm single.
Okay, and you have how many minor children?
I have 2.
How old are they?
2 and 3.
All right, well, I'm gonna find that you do qualify for court-appointed counsel. You'll need to call the Patterson Law Office at 316. Are you gonna write this down?
Yes.
316-322-7700. Give his staff, as soon as this hearing is over, your contact information and be available if he needs to contact you.
Okay, can you repeat the last number? Sorry.
7700.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Patterson, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I am short-staffed today because of illness, so I would ask that you call tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Don't forget.
I will not.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, that's the condition of your bond, that you contact him and that you reappear at your next court date, which is, what did we give her again?
Can we give her September 21st, please, Your Honor?
September 21st, 9 a.m. You must be back here September 21st, 9 a.m., having talked with Mr. Patterson or follow his instruction and ready to go.
Is that on Zoom or in person?
As long as you show up and do what you're supposed to, be in contact with Mr. Patterson, that will be by Zoom.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And make sure you work on getting a job.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Patterson, who do you want to take up now?
Laura Bass, Your Honor.
Very well, we are on the record in BU 2026 TR 908, State of Kansas versus Laura Michelle Bass. Please announce appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. Joseph Bach appearing for the state of Kansas.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson here on behalf of Laura Bass. Ms. Bass does appear via Zoom audio visual. Judge, this is a case where I am still getting the discovery, and also my client is working on a drug and alcohol eval. So we'd ask court to allow me to settle for one additional time.
State's response.
Yes, Your Honor, I have no objection to that. Doesn't look like it's a case that started in about April, and I know Mr. Patterson was likely put on after that, so hasn't been going for too long.
Right. Jenna, can we do that September 21st at 9 a.m.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, shall we reconvene on Alvarez? Try that again. Mr. Patterson, you've had a chance to chat with him?
Yes, is Ms. Bass excused, Your Honor?
Yes, Ms. Bass, you're excused. Thank you. You may go from today's hearing. Mr.
Judge,
Alvarez, do you want to join us?
Yeah.
Start your camera, your video. All right. Now, does he still want to do the no contest to count one, counsel?
Yeah.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, by pleading no contest, you don't want to admit the charge, is that right?
Yes.
Tell me in your own words what you mean by no contest.
Like, not to admit to doing it, but like, I'm not saying I didn't do it.
All right, you don't want to admit it, but you don't want to take it to trial, is that right?
Yes.
And do you understand that even though you're not admitting it, you'll probably still be found guilty
Yes.
and will proceed with your sentencing? You understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of this so far?
I do want to say I'm sorry for earlier.
All right, thank you. And is anyone making you enter this no contest plea to count one
No.
other than your plea agreement? I understand they've agreed to dismiss count two, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Your
Yeah.
Honor.
All right. And have you talked to not only your attorney, but your mother about this?
Yeah.
And everybody's in agreement that you want to plead no contest and that that's what you ought to do.
Yes.
But especially it's what you want to do, regardless of what anybody else
Yes.
says. All right. I will accept your no contest plea, Mr. Baca. Do you have a factual basis to support count one?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you would,
Your Honor,
please.
if we were to proceed to trial, the state would show that on December 10th of 2025, Mr. Alvarez was operating a motor vehicle. He was operating that motor vehicle at a location here in Butler County, Kansas, that does appear to be at a location 1100 East 6th Street in El Dorado. When he was stopped by a Butler County Sheriff's officer, it was discovered that he did not have a valid license.
And he was how old? 15? 14?
I was 14.
14, yes, Your Honor.
Probably never had a license. All right. Okay, I find you guilty, finding not only that you're knowingly and voluntarily entering a no contest plea, but the state has provided an adequate factual basis to support the charge and the plea. Finding you guilty, I also dismiss count 2 on motion of the state for plea agreement and recommendations for sentencing. Mr. Baca?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the state would recommend a $50 fine as an underlying sentence and complying with KSA 82117. We would also recommend 10 days of juvenile detention as the underlying time. Recommend 6 months of a non-reporting probation, pay court costs, and determine attorney's fees.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right. Do you have a job or do you go to school full time or both?
I go to school.
What grade are you in?
I'm going into 9th.
What kind of grades do you usually make?
Last year I made
Season D.
C's and D's because we were going from because we had just moved to like Andover.
Where do you live now?
We live back in El Dorado.
So you go to school in El Dorado?
Yeah, whenever school goes back in, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go back to the middle school or the high school.
Your fine is $50. Your court costs are $108. I will waive your attorney fees, provided you keep your grades C's and, well, can you make all A's and B's? Do you have to make C's?
No, I can make A's and B's.
With the understanding that you're going to be making A's and B's, I'll waive your attorney fees.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You will, when can you pay that total of 158? And I'd really like to see you pay it, not your mom.
I could pay it. I don't know when I'll be able to pay it, but I'll pay it.
What kind of work could you do? Pick up aluminum cans, mow yards?
I mow yards.
All right. How about if I give you 60 days, 2 months? Would that be enough?
Yeah.
Or should I give you 90 just for good measure?
Yeah, 90 days for good. Thank
Okay.
you.
But you get that paid to the clerk of the district court within 90 days, or your probation can be revoked and you can serve that time in detention.
Okay.
Don't violate any laws during the 6-month probation, or it can get revoked and you can serve your detention. And keep those grades. If you can do C's, you ought to be able to do A's and B's, but you do the very best you can, get those grades as high as you can.
I will.
I definitely don't want any D's and F's, and I don't want any more C's, and I'm not really going to be crazy about C's, so try to keep them A's and B's. All right, anything else, counsel?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, and I don't know what possessed you to drive without a license, probably without any training, but don't do it again. You can get
Yes,
somebody
ma'am.
hurt or killed, yourself included. Or if you get somebody else killed, you could end up in some kind of juvenile lockup for a long time. So don't be driving.
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing further, we'll be in recess and you may go.
Judge, I don't see that I'm on Andrew Reeves. I wanted to see if I could do a breakout room with the client if the court wanted to do some pro ses.
Sure.
And Jen, could you put me in a breakout room with Randy or Kuntz London?
We are on the record in Montalva, BU 2025 TR 2422, State of Kansas versus Cesare Montalvo. Please announce appearances.
Cole Store for the state.
And is Cesare Montalvo present? Defendant fails to appear on driving while suspended, second or subsequent conviction. The defendant was last here April 13th, 2026, and requested time to hire an attorney, and the matter was set over at the defendant's request to today's date at 9 a.m. It is now 11:16 a.m., and I have not seen the defendant on the screen, nor have I heard a response. The defendant was here, that was April 13th. The defendant was here January 14th, 26, wished to hire an attorney and had the matter sent over to that April 13th hearing I mentioned. The defendant was here also October 29th, 2025 for first appearance before Judge Satterfield. The defendant was supposed to be and failed to appear for that hearing. So first appearance October 29th of 2025, failed to appear. April 14th was here, but was going to hire an attorney and wanted the case set over. April 13th, the defendant was here, wanted time to hire an attorney, and it was set over to today's date, and the defendant fails to appear. The defendant has posted 2 bonds, each at, well, it says October 15th, 2 bonds were posted for $500, one through AAA Butler County and another through Butler County Bail Bonds, both for this case number. So I'm not sure what that means, but the bond had been set at $5,000. So any information you can provide to explain this strange notation, Mr. Storr?
Let me take a look at it for you, Judge.
I'd appreciate that.
Huh. Well, I'm showing a failed to appear October 29th, the $5,000 bond, and then
Yes.
January 14th shows the court continued the prior bond and continued to April 13th. So maybe he got booked on January 14th and posted his bond, and we still had court. That's my
But
guess.
then why is it showing that he only posted 500? Maybe they're just putting what he paid the bondsman. I don't know,
That's my guess, is that 10%.
but they don't usually post it that way. Jennifer, do you have any information to provide on these strange notations?
I am looking at this, Your Honor.
Okay. It would also be that the bond was accidentally entered twice, because it is both the Butler County, just different names, or one's more filled spelled out, the other one isn't. One says Butler County AAA and can see.
It appears the same bond was entered twice, but I do think that when he was bonded, it does kind of look like they put what he paid in the bond, because that wasn't what was ordered.
Judge Satterfield clearly ordered 5,000. Let's see. Do you have the bond itself in front of you, Jennifer or Mr. Storer? Can you see what the bond amount on the bond sheet says?
We go with the electronic copy in our office of being the true and correct copy, but I feel like that this needs a correction.
Well, yeah, the appearance bond that he actually signed does say $500 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think he got off. I think the jail released him on 500 instead of 5,000. Or, well, that doesn't even the bond itself doesn't even have the surety's name on it. All right. Well, in any event, I'm inclined to issue a bond forfeiture bench warrant. We will at some point have to sort out what the true bond was and whether there was a bondsman or not. Bond forfeiture bench warrant, and the charge is driving while suspended second or subsequent. I'm going to go with a no bond hold until he sees a judge. He or she, whatever that name is, male or female.
In looking closer, Judge, I feel like we should have another bond in this case, because that bond was for October 15th. I think that was maybe his initial bonding out, because Judge did not order that until October 29th, Judge Satterfield. I feel like we have a bond missing.
We very well may have. Court security, do you have any information on this case about the bond?
No, not really. Guess we could call out there and see what they have to say, but that was going to take a little bit.
Okay. Well, this is the second failure to appear after 2 continuances. Mr. Bach or Mr. Storer, do you want to be heard on the issue of bond?
No, Your Honor. I would leave it to the court's discretion.
Well, he failed to appear.
I will say he did have a $5,000 bond and he got it initially. And then he was only made to post 500 of it. So maybe 5,000. I don't know if that's too high.
Well, that 500 came on the 14th of January. He had two 500. It may have just been a duplicate entry from the
Gotcha.
bond.
Okay.
And that was after he'd already failed to appear at 5,000. Then we reduce it to 500. But the point is, he can't appear on 5,000 because he's not here today. So I'm going to leave it no bond hold, but if you do find a missing bond somewhere, Jennifer, please let me know and I can revisit that. I can reconsider that. All right, we're going to be in recess on that one. Mr. Patterson, who do you want to take up?
Judge Michon Elkins.
We're on the record at 26 CR 129, State of Kansas versus Michon Adrian Elkins. Please announce appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. Joseph Baca appearing for the state of Kansas.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Ms. Sean Elkins. Mr. Elkins does appear personally via Zoom audio visual. Judge, this is a case where Ms. Norris and I have been in discussions about the case, but we are not at a point to announce a resolution. Would ask the court to allow it to be set over one additional time.
Any objection to that, Mr. Storr?
I'm on this one, Your Honor, but no objection. Those appear to be my notes from Ms. Norris as well.
All right, so is September 21st okay, Mr. Patterson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Elkins, I'm going to continue this at your request to September 21st. You must be back here September 21st at 9 a.m. And that is an added condition to the $2,000 bond you posted May 5th of 2026. So that is the order of the court. You must be back here by Zoom with your attorney September 21st, 9 a.m. Well, now I'm confused. Which one of you is the defendant? I've seen two different faces on there.
It's the gentleman.
Who's on there right now?
That's Michelle Elkins.
Okay.
They want you to
who's
come
on-
back September 21st.
Okay. All right, so he's the defendant and the other person with him.
Very hard of hearing, Judge.
Okay, all right, thank you. So that was Michonne Elkins, Adrian Elkins. All right. Before we move on, Jennifer, what was that message that was on there that said something about I didn't have an assistant in Butler County? Who was that? Was that something?
That's me, Judge. I'm short-staffed today.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do I need to respond to something, Mr. Patterson?
No.
Okay.
In case anybody's looking for somebody to answer the phone this morning, it's not happening.
Oh, okay. All right. So I make sure I don't keep telling them to call you. All right. How about this Devan D. Dodson? Have you had a chance to talk about or to him?
I have not seen them on here today, Judge.
I'm going to call him because I don't think he's on there.
And Judge,
Michonne Elkins, you're excused from today's hearing. You can hang up your phone or close out your computer. And if he's having something,
He said you can leave now.
Thank you.
you're welcome. You can help him. There we go. On the record in Dotson BU 2026 CR 33, State of Kansas versus Davian Dodson. Please announce appearances.
Joseph Baca appearing for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Davian Dotson. Mr. Dotson does not appear, Judge, although I've had some contact with him. The last contact I've had with him was him explaining that he's having numerous medical issues, which has really slowed his ability to get a drug and alcohol evaluation. I, however, didn't get any information he wouldn't be here today, but he is asking for a continuance.
Well, it looks like April 13th, he said he was applying for diversion and had it set over for today. Was there any effort to apply for diversion?
He has not started that process, Judge. Again, he says because of his medical issues, which I did not get details on.
He posted a 1,500 OR bond, March 4th of 26. Recommendations, Mr. Storr, if any?
And Your Honor, I'm on this one, but I was looking. It does appear that he has paid a diversion application fee. That was just paid July 1st. He was notified, however, that we still needed a drug and alcohol evaluation as part of our consideration. I have not received any other information after that, including any information about him not appearing here today. Based on that, I think the only thing the state is left to recommend is a bond forfeiture bench warrant. If the court's looking to the state for a recommended amount, state would recommend $3,000 cash or surety.
Anything further, Mr. Patterson?
No, Your Honor.
The court does issue a bench or a bond forfeiture and a bench warrant due to defendant's failure to appear. New bond set at 3,000 cash or surety. Nothing further will be in recess on Dodson. We'll now take up Grady on the record in BU 2025 CR 352, State of Kansas versus Dalton, James, Russell, Grady. This is a warrant to show cause with Tyler Winter, CSO, present. Council, please announce appearances.
Joseph Baca appearing for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Dalton Grady, who does not appear. And Judge, last contact I had with him was on June 11th, not that long ago. There was no indication he would not be here today, so I don't know why he's not here, but on his behalf would ask for continuance.
Mr. Baca, is it?
Yes, I am on this one, Your Honor. I also don't have any information or messages about the defendant not appearing here today. It does appear that he had executed a $5,000 surety bond to be here. If he's not here, state at this time would request a bond forfeiture bench warrant, recommend bond amount of 10,000 cash or surety.
Well-
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Winter.
it looks like he actually was here. He sent me a message at 10:55 asking if we could reschedule. But he left before I could answer and told him that that's not up to me.
All right. Due to defendant's failure to appear, bond forfeiture, bench warrant, new bond, 10,000 cash or surety required. If he calls back before the docket ends today, if you're around, Miss Winter, we can take it up, but I'm not going to expect you to alter your day in the hopes or anticipation that he may show up by the end of the docket. If he shows up after the docket, for sure, my advice is just turn yourself in, buddy. Okay, thank you. We'll be in recess on Grady, and we'll now be on the record in Kuntz, London, on the record in BU 2025 TR 2453, State of Kansas versus Rainier, Donnell, Kuntz, London. Please announce appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. Joseph Baca appearing for the state of Kansas.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Rainier Kuntz London, who does appear personally via Zoom audio visual. Judge, this is a case where we're working on plea negotiations, but the type of charge we have and what's being requested is something I think in discussions in the county attorney's office currently. So in order for them to complete policy, I think, on that issue, we're asking the court to continue this case.
Counsel?
Your Honor, that is all correct. If the court can continue, we will be working on that. No objection.
All right, clerk, we want to set this over to September 21st also at 9 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
We still have room, okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just said yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Kuntz London, you're ordered to reappear at the courthouse September 21st, 9 a.m.
Judge, he lives in Missouri.
Well, but is this not a show cause?
Not on Mr. Rainier Kuntz London. This is a new
All right,
charge.
then I'll let him appear from Missouri.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Make sure you're back here by Zoom at that time, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, and you may go for today. We'll now take up Andrew Reeves on the record in 2025 CR 283, State of Kansas versus Andrew Cole Reeves. Please announce appearances.
Whole store for the state.
Andrew Cole Reeves, can you start your audio and video? All right.
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you're Andrew Cole Reeves, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you have an attorney, sir?
We applied, but I haven't got any word back. I did call Friday and they said I have not been able to get a court-appointed attorney yet. So I think it's still in the process of the paperwork getting finished.
Well, let me look. I don't remember. Let's see. Complaint affidavit, summons return, summons return, summons return. Bond posted, jail admissions. Bond forfeiture, warrant issued, motion for judgment. Mm, I'm not finding it in the file where you sent one in.
We submitted the paper, that was Tuesday. We originally submitted it Friday, but we were told we submitted the wrong paper, so we had to resubmit it.
Tuesday of last week.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, with the holiday mail disruptions, where'd you send it from? Or did you send it by email?
I faxed it directly to the court clerk, ma'am.
Clerk, did you receive one by fax? Maybe it's in my queue.
What day did he fax it?
I believe I can check real fast. It looks like it was submitted on the 1st of July.
Did I not tell you don't wait till the last minute? I didn't give any instructions like that.
No, I was under a misinterpretation. I thought court was set for July 16th.
Mm.
So that is on that's my fault.
Well, I'm looking to see if it came into my queue, as it's called, for approval.
Gotcha.
I am not seeing it in your queue, Your Honor, but it could have went to our other criminal court clerk.
So I did call up and verify that the paper was received.
Who'd you talk to?
Uh, I called the Butler County Clerk number.
Well, the Butler County Clerk is like in a different building that handles car tags, property taxes, that sort of thing. This is the district court clerk. Did you by chance contact the district court clerk? Or was it?
Sorry, ma'am. I believe they transferred me to the district court clerk when I called.
And you talked to someone at a clerk's office that said they did receive it via fax?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
And she said she could. Sorry.
Normally the procedure, if they get it by fax, they're gonna put it in this queue for me to approve the appointment. If you qualify, I have to make sure you qualify.
Correct.
And then if you do, then I'll tell them, and then they'll make up a document for an appointment. I approved someone, I think, this morning for an attorney, but I don't remember the name on it. So it's out of the queue. I don't know if it was Mr. Reeves or not. Well, Mr. Reeves, where do you work?
I work at Rand Graphics in Wichita.
And is that a full-time job?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you get paid per month?
What was that?
What do you get paid per month from Rand Graphics?
Per month is around 1,200.
Is that what you put in your paperwork?
I believe so. It's been a second. I don't know if I'm doing the math right this time.
All right, well, you're gonna have to turn in another application, and you're not gonna, don't wait till the last minute,
Yes, ma'am. I'll
especially
get it
on
done
the
this week.
holiday weekend. There was on April 6th an order, okay, there was a motion for judgment on bond, and there was a motion to set that aside, and the order was signed April 8th. Okay, Mr. Reeves, I'm not gonna sit around letting you just drag your feet on this. You need to get active on resolving this.
Yes, ma'am. I completely understand.
You want an attorney, you can have an attorney, but I'm not gonna just let you use it as an excuse to keep this open. So guess we're gonna have to set this over the defendant's request to that 9/21. But I'm inclined not to grant you any more continuances, sir.
All right, so this is it. I will get an attorney by 9/21.
Put that in the docket notes, please, Jennifer. We'll get one. And that I would say don't wait till 9/21 or the
Right.
week before, because the attorney's gonna need time to get the entry of appearance and be here ready to go on 9/21.
Yes, ma'am. I already have the paperwork on my phone. I will get that completed today and fax it over today.
All right. Are you talking about an application for an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
I think we told you you can't fax those. They have to be US mailed. Oh,
Really?
no, do you let them fax them? Will they read if they show up, if they fax them, Jennifer?
Yes, Your Honor, they can be
Okay.
faxed as long as
Okay.
they're legible. And if he did submit it on 9/1, we could have it, but it was a short holiday week. There is a chance he did not get it submitted.
All right, okay, thank you. Well, just get it back to us, Mr. Reeves,
Yes, ma'am.
and be back here September 21 at 9 a.m.
Yes,
You make
ma'am. Will
that
do.
All right, we took up Sater, didn't we? Got him squared away on 2 cases. Manjeet Singh, Mr. Patterson, are you ready on that one?
Judge, I will need a breakout room with Mr. Singh. I have it down that this is a motion for judgment on
I'm
bond,
ready.
but appears he's present, so I'm going to talk to him about maybe resolving the case.
All right, before you do that, do you have someone else that we are ready to proceed on, or do you need to talk to the remaining few?
Yes, Your Honor. Ali Erg Ungrecht.
All right.
Butchering the last name, I know. I apologize.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Ungerecht.
Ungrecht?
Ungerecht. Yeah.
I'll do the best I can. On the record in BU 2026 TR19, State of Kansas versus Ali Sage Ungresh. Please announce appearances.
Whole store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Ali Ungrecht, who does appear personally via Zoom audio visual. Judge, this is one count of no proof of insurance. I would ask this time my client will be entered plead guilty to that charge.
Ms. Ungresh, how do you plead to count 1, the sole count of driving without proof of liability insurance?
Guilty.
By pleading guilty, are you admitting that you did drive without liability insurance in Butler County on a highway or roadway open to the public on December 29th of 2025?
Yes.
You did not have any insurance.
I did not have insurance.
All right. So are you pleading guilty because you believe you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Is anyone making you enter this plea of guilty today by any threats or promises other than maybe a plea agreement?
No.
You understand that a plea of guilty will waive your right to trial and you will be found guilty, unable to appeal your conviction?
Yes.
All right, I find that you are knowingly and voluntarily entering this plea of guilty. Do you remember where you were driving when you were driving without a license?
I was driving through Andover on Kellogg headed east, I believe.
Which is also known at that point as US 54 highway. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And you were driving a Volkswagen Passat, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't have any insurance at the time?
Correct.
All right, now the ticket also has registration checked, but that Doesn't look like that was filed, counsel, was it?
It was not, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I find you guilty of driving without proof of insurance, recommendation for sentencing.
Judge, I believe the standard is a $300 fine, 120 days jail suspended, with 6 months of non-reporting probation and court costs.
Anything further, Mr. Patterson?
I am court appointed in this case, Judge, nothing further.
Ms. Ingresh, where do you work?
I work at the Nissan dealership.
Okay, full-time?
Yes,
And what do they pay you there full-time at the Nissan?
15 an hour.
You know what
So-
that comes out to about a month?
Yeah, well, kind of. So I know before taxes and garnishment and child support, it's like 2,600.
And then you have child support payments and garnishments for past due child support payments?
No, for other debts. I'm going through a divorce and my husband quit his job, so our marital debts are all on me at the moment.
All right. Your fine is $300. That is the minimum required by law for this charge. Your court costs are 108. I will waive the attorney fees. Your jail sentence is 120 days. I will suspend that as long as you successfully complete a 6-month non-reporting probation. The conditions of that non-reporting probation are: 1, don't violate any laws for the next 6 months. And 2, pay the $250. How much time do you need to pay that?
The 120 days, if possible.
Okay, 120 days to pay. If you do that, you can finish your probation up and not have to serve your jail time and put your case behind you. But if you violate your probation by not paying or by violating the law, you can get your probation revoked and serve that jail time of 120 days.
Okay.
Contact the clerk of the district court to find out how to make your payments. And is there anything else, Mr. Storr?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Patterson?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, you have the clerk's number. Do you need it?
I need the clerk's number.
Are we ready for it?
Yeah.
316-322-4370.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing further, you may go at this time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Manjeet Singh, you needed time to talk to Brent White. Are you ready on him, or you need some time on that?
Which
Oh,
one,
he's
Judge?
supposed to say, I'll take up Brent White. Will you take up, who do you need to be in the breakout room with then?
Judge, if I could, before I start with my client, I just want to do a brief breakout room with one of the county attorneys on this case.
All right, which one of you would like to talk to Mr. Patterson about was it the Brent White or the Sing Singer?
Manjeet Singh.
I volunteer.
All right, so clerk, if you'll please put Cole Storr and Darren Patterson in the breakout room. And we will take up Brent White on the record in BU 2025 TR 878, State of Kansas versus Brent Lee White. Joseph Baca for the state. Brent Lee White, is he not here? Brent Lee White was supposed to appear today. He was pro se on the record. This one's been going on a little while too. April 24th to 25. Works out of town. Heard there were sheriffs at his house. She, it says, does not know why they were out there. Sounds like a he. Anyway, then we had the next entry, July 16th to 2025. Then the defendant called that morning wanting to make sure he was able to join the Zoom meeting. He was walked through the process by the clerk. Was told he could appear at the courthouse if he needed better help or more help. You wanted to be put at the top of the docket. But then he ended up calling in later that day by Wi-Fi and didn't have a stable connection. August 26th, the next month, he wanted to move his court date again. Something about it would take him 2 days to walk to the courthouse, so he would just call 911 to have them come pick him up and bring him to court. The clerk said 911 is not for rides, and this is to be used only for emergencies. He said he'd get an attorney. Clerk talked to him about an application for an attorney. Wanted to talk to the judge outside the court, was told that wasn't going to happen. That was August 26th. Then August 27th, the defendant showed up via courtroom security. Didn't want to waive any of his rights. He was very adamant, I don't want to waive any of my rights. Requested his bond to be released. That didn't happen. But he was continued on his bond to December 3rd with the order that he appear in person. And he was talking about maybe proposing some motions. Court told him we'll do it at least 2 weeks before trial, the next hearing. Codes were sent to him December 1st. And he showed up December 3rd with motions. Those were denied. Bond set at $5,000. April 13th, misdemeanor control docket. Defendant failed to appear pro se. Motion for judgment on bond had been ordered and was continued to today. So, looks like we're here for motion for judgment on bond. He did post a $1,500 cash bond June 7th, 2025. And he failed to appear on that. That motion had been continued. Was that continued before, counsel?
I believe so. This is the April 13th date that we had for the motion for judgment on bond, Your Honor, that you're asking about.
Let me review that from another angle. January 6, 26, motion, judgment on bond, amended motion for judgment that day, motion for judgment mailed to the defendant, January 6, it says mailed to the defendant also January 12th, with the return of service February 18th, notice of hearing April 13th, and we had a hearing on April 13th. That must be when the notice of hearing must have not been able to get the motion served, as it says on May 19th. Motion, let me look at that. Maybe that's. Okay, there is an affidavit of service. Well, it looks like we still have an issue with service. Would you agree, Mr. Storr? Have we gotten service for today's hearing?
Judge, I was looking at this one while Mr. Storr was in a breakout room.
I'm sorry, Mr. Baca.
No worries, Your Honor. We have not had service. The same and only address that we've had, we have been attempting service and it always comes back as undeliverable. But the state does not have any other addresses to try.
Well, this last one says unclaimed, right? The one that says received May 15, 2026, unclaimed. It went to a Latham, Kansas address. Do you see that?
I do see that, yes, Your Honor. Just double checking. Yes, I do see that's marked as unclaimed.
Well, I would say you've gotten his attention. He just doesn't want to come to court.
believe that could be correct, Your Honor. We feel like we've tried everything. At this time, state is requesting a judgment on that bond.
Judgment is granted by default. Please
Thank
make
you,
sure
Your
that's
Honor.
collected. You're welcome. We'll be in recess on Robert White.
Judge, may I have a breakout room with Manjeet Singh, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Jennifer, if you would please do that. Manjeet Singh and Mr. Patterson. Tyler Winter, Court Service Officer, which case are you here for?
I was here for Dalton Grady. I was just hanging around till the end to see if he ended up showing up, but
Okay, that's right. You
Yeah.
were. Okay, thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, he doesn't show up in 5 minutes. Orders obeyed. He just needs to turn himself into the sheriff. You don't have him do your court's security, you do? What do you have?
Nothing. No, I don't have him. I just got that information on that
Oh,
Cesare Montevallo, what his bond was.
What
And it
can you
was
tell you?
showing, it was actually showing a $500 one.
yeah. So
And
somebody
on-
just screwed up
On
and
on April 13th, he was given today's date of 7/6, where he failed to appear.
so it looks like it was probably just some kind of clerical error.
Mhm.
Well, I think that leaves us, council, down to Manjeet Singh. Would you agree that's the last one left, everybody?
Think so.
I do have a note from a clerk here at 9:59 a.m. that Dalton Grady was logging on. He did log on shortly after 10 a.m., but was only on for a few minutes before he logged back on.
Okay. You'll make a note of that, please, in the file, which sounds like it was done. Okay, are we gonna get, okay, Mr. Patterson is with his client now. Where if
Your
you,
Honor,
yes,
I have not seen that name appear in court today.
all right, but Carlos, you thought you did?
I'm sure I did. I sure I did at some point at around 10 a.m. or so. She probably left.
I do show someone in the waiting room under Zoom user who is not responding.
And it could be she doesn't speak English. You said 10 a.m. Did you mean 9 a.m.? Because I showed 9:36 a.m. Carlos. Like
Yeah,
nine-
it's
okay.
10 a.m. Eastern, Your Honor. It's the
Oh,
it's
you're
the
not
time zone.
you're not in the area. Lucky you. Hopefully you're someplace cool. Okay, well, let's see. Why don't you check that person out? Go ahead and throw them on here, and we'll hope it's not some misbehaving person. We'll hope it's our defendant. Yeah, if that's it, I don't think that's the one we're looking for. All right, Zoom user, what is your name?
Rainier Kuntz London.
Okay, Rainier, what was the last name?
Kuntz London. Kountz.
Pronounce that Kuntz London? Kuntz London.
Kuntz.
Kuntz. Okay, I see you there. You're on the top of my second page. Right above the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for Yesenia Martinez Ortiz. Will be on the record now in BU 2025 TR 393, State of Kansas versus Yesenia Martinez Ortiz. If you want to interpret that, Carlos.
Ok, ya iniciamos la grabación para el caso VU 25TR393, Estado de Kansas versus Yesenia Martínez Ortiz.
Please announce appearances.
Cole Store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appear on behalf of the defendant who does not appear. I've had no contact with them and do not take a position on the motion for judgment on bond.
Las comparecencias, está representando al Estado el señor Cole Store y Dan Patterson representa al cliente y dice, señor Patterson, su señoría, la acusada no ha comparecido, no ha tenido contacto con ella y no ha tomado una posición en cuanto al juicio.
When we were here April 13th of 2026, there was an issue about service or lack of service. Has that been resolved, Mr. Baca?
Judge, I have a note here that says that mail was returned undeliverable April 23rd, using the same address as on the appearance bond.
Sí, tengo un aviso aquí que dice que el correo se regresó porque no se pudo entregar y la fecha fue el 23 de abril y utilizamos la misma dirección que aparece en la comparecencia.
I do see an affidavit of service by certified mail to the defendant, a Wichita, Kansas address.
¿Qué? Veo que se mandó un correo certificado al acusado que tiene una dirección en Kansas.
And Mr. Storer, there is no bondsman, as this is the personal recognizance bond. Is that what you're showing?
Yes, Judge. Sorry, I'm trying to interpret this new program I'm learning.
Okay. Look at that return one more time. And the state is still seeking judgment, Mr. Storer.
Yes, Judge.
The motion for judgment on bond is granted. And the previous orders concerning the defendant will remain in effect in addition to that. So if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess on Martinez Ortez. And Carlos, would you see if there are any others needing Spanish services if you're available?
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Alguien más necesita un intérprete de español?
No one else. All right. Well, thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you being here and helping us.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you for using our services and have a good day.
Thanks, you too, and you are excused. All righty. Who else is who's in the county or in the district? Who's in Butler County Detention too?
Sater.
What's your name, Sater?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Patterson, are we ready on Sater?
Your Honor, Mr. Sater has 2 cases on the docket, it looks like. I am only assigned to one of them.
Well, let me call that. We are on the record in BU 2026 CR 87, State of Kansas versus Dakota James Sater. Please announce appearances. Is that Cole Storer for the County Attorney's Office?
Yes, Judge. Cole Storer for the state.
And Darren Patterson for the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Patterson, you may not have been here when I called the other case earlier, BU 2026 CR 81. William McClendon, I believe, replaced you due to some kind of co-defendant conflict. Or maybe you, for some reason, I think he replaced you as court appointed, and then he withdrew because he had a conflict with the co-defendant. Do you have some kind of need or request to withdraw in one or both of these?
Judge, previously I had made a request to withdraw from the 26 CR 81 that would continue with that conflict. But the 87 case that you just called, I do not have a conflict. So I am asking for the court to set that for jury trial.
All right, but you don't think you can take the other case he has?
I still have a conflict in that one, Judge.
Would you like for me to reappoint someone in both of them or just the one?
Judge, I have no preference. However the court wants to proceed.
Well, I'm just thinking it might be beneficial to have one attorney negotiating both cases, but then I know you also do negotiate together with other counsel from time to time. Mr. Sater, does it make you any difference if you have two different attorneys, or do you want one attorney for both?
It makes no difference, Your Honor.
All right. And did someone say you had a felony also in front of another judge?
Yes.
And who is your attorney? Okay, which judge are you in front of on the felony? Was it Ricky?
No, it's Satterfield, and my
Satterfield.
attorney is Jared Scott.
Gerard Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you show, Jennifer? Or do you need the case number for the felony?
I will need the case number.
Anybody have the felony case number?
Judge, it's 26 CR 71.
Okay. And is it Gerard Scott or is it Jared Scott? I don't know Jared Scott.
It's Gerard.
Okay. Now, you apparently hired Mr. Scott. He's not on our appointment list, is he?
He is my court-appointed attorney, Your Honor.
We did get the court appointed, okay.
I was supposed to have court with him back on the 29th, but when I came to do the court, they said it got postponed to the 27th, I believed. I have not had any contact with him yet. I'm supposed to call him later today.
All right. Well, both the two attorneys I have assigned to you have conflicts in representing you. So I'm going to see if Judge Satterfield, first of all, see if Mr. Scott might take all three of your cases, and then see if Judge Satterfield might hear all three on the same day of the 27th. Jennifer, do you want to send a message of that effect to the AA, or do you want me to do it since it's got several facets to it?
Your Honor, since it is to a district attorney, if I could ask you to do it, that would be great.
Yes, just so I don't, wait, let me make myself a note so I don't get busy and forget that. This is Sater. Well, I know your name is getting familiar to me, Mr. Sater, and that's not usually a good sign. Sater and Satterfield, okay. All right, okay, I'm going to put this, I'm going to recess this case and let you go back to custody. And I'm going to, after my docket, get with Judge Satterfield and see what we can work out. But you are going to get a new attorney, whether in these misdemeanors, whether it be the attorney you now have, Scott. Whether it be Mr. Scott, I don't know. But I'll see what I can find out.
Your Honor, you want me to send this for review?
Mr. Patterson, Well, you said you wanted it set, did you tell me you wanted it set for jury trial?
Yes, that was the announcement that I was ready to make, but whatever the court wants to set it for is fine.
I think I'm gonna check with Judge Satterfield before I do that. So, yeah, let's set it for review. You wanna put it on, can we squeeze it in a week from today, just for review, and maybe we won't even need the hearing? Or if we do, it'll be brief.
One moment, Your Honor, I'm checking your calendar.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right, I'm gonna order that you be back here by Zoom 9 a.m. A week from today, which is what, July 13th?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'll hopefully have answers to all those questions, Mr. Sater. But you may go at this time, we'll be in recess.
Ma'am.
Thank you. All right, now, is there anybody else in custody anywhere?
Judge, we have 3 more in custody.
Oh, okay. So detention, if you want to bring who's the next one you can bring me?
McTaggart.
Taggart or McTaggart?
McTaggart.
Thank you. We are on the record in BU 2022 CR 302, State of Kansas versus Patrick Albert McTaggart. Please announce appearances.
May it please the court, Cole Store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Patrick McTaggart. Mr. McTaggart does appear personally via Zoom audio visual from Butler County Detention Center. Judge would announce at this time, pursuant to plea negotiations, Mr. McTaggart will be entering a plea of no contest to the sole count cruelty to animals.
And Mr. McTaggart, this case has had a lot of hearings since October 24th of 22. But are you to the point now where you do want to enter a no contest plea?
Yes, ma'am.
By pleading no contest to cruelty to animals, you're not wanting to admit the charge, but you don't want to deny it and set it for trial either?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It is alleged that on July 19th of 2022, you did unlawfully and knowingly have physical custody of an animal, to wit 3 horses, Bert, a Palomino Mustang, Ernie, a Palomino Mustang, and Jenny, a bay mare quarter horse, and you failed to provide such food, potable water, protection from the elements, opportunity for exercise, and other care as needed for the health or well-being of such kind of animals. This is a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Now, even though you're not admitting this charge, by taking a no contest plea, you still will most likely be found guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are giving up your right to a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone making you enter this no contest plea today?
Is in accordance with the plea agreement.
So other than to take advantage of a plea agreement, you're not feeling anyone's making you do this?
No, ma'am.
And what is the nature of the plea agreement?
Your Honor, it would be for a 6-month controlling sentence with 6 months probation, standard conditions, no livestock, court costs for the court to determine attorney fees and restitution to Butler County for $2,881.50.
$2,881 and what change?
50 cents.
All right. All right, so those are the terms that you understand your plea agreement to include, sir?
Yes,
yes, Judge. Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right. Okay. All right, I will find that you know what you're doing in entering this plea and that you're doing it freely and voluntarily. Mr. Storr, do you have a factual basis to support this charge in this plea?
Ooh, good question.
And Judge, for purposes of the factual basis, we would stipulate to the affidavit filed in the case.
All right, there was filed August 15th of 2022 an affidavit to support request for prosecution that was prepared by affiant E. Robert Latimer, deputy with the Butler County Sheriff. And would you offer that as a factual basis as well, Mr. Storr?
I would, Your Honor.
All right, I will review that quickly. July 22nd, 2022, there was a dispatch to emergency communications of a horse that had gotten trapped underneath a fence and had died. The officer went to the residence that appeared to have been vacant for some time. Palomino breed Mustang Bert was deceased under the corral fence. Holes dug into the dirt beneath Bert's hooves. Hair and skin from his neck snagged on a barbed wire fence, head and neck, and so forth. Rib cage caught on the lowest board, trapping him. It appeared to have struggled to free himself, using both his head and hooves. No food in the corral, very small amount of water in the corral. Temperatures the past weeks have been around 100 or higher. The metal stock tank had green with brown and white algae and debris, no fresh water. Strong smell of putrefaction and decomposition. Maggots both inside and outside the horse's body. And so forth. Okay. And they looked for the other two horses. Neighbors hadn't seen anyone caring for the horses in a while. The question to Natalie McTaggart. And apparently the parties, Mr. Petz was supposed to be the one taking care of the horses, according to his wife or ex-wife. All right, I find that there is a factual basis to support the charge and the no contest plea, and I do find the defendant guilty of the charge of cruelty to animals. A Class A non-person misdemeanor. I talked about Bert, but Ernie was also involved in another horse that was covered in the affidavit. Okay, I will follow the plea agreement, Mr. McTaggart, and there will not be a fine, but you are ordered to pay restitution to the Butler County Sheriff's Office of $2,881.50. Where do you work when you're not in custody, sir?
I'm at this point, I don't have a job anymore because I'm over here. So
Okay.
I'm retired military. So I have a retirement and that's it. Until I
Okay.
get back home and find a job.
All right, and you've been in custody since how long
Since April?
of this year?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to waive your court-appointed attorney fees, but you do have to pay, and your fines, but you do have to pay that restitution, court costs, and supervision fee. Your sentence, I will go with your plea agreement with 6 months, but frankly, the facts behind that charge make me want to go with a year, but your sentence will be 6 months. Well, how much time have you served?
3 months. I've been here since April.
And Judge, just for the court's information, this is a case where he spent substantial time in Missouri jail also before being transferred here to Butler County. He is currently on probation in Missouri, and that's where he does plan to reside.
What's he, I'm correct, what's he being supervised in Missouri for? What charge?
I don't have that information, Judge.
I'm in a recovery court program. I got a DUI.
Mhm. Well, I'm thinking maximum 12 months. Plea agreement is 6 months. I'm going to give you 9 months, 9-month sentence, which, and how much probation time do you have left in Missouri?
It's an 18-month program.
I'll give you 12-month probation reporting, and that can be transferred to the other state if they need to. Did you get the DUI first or this charge?
Discharge.
Okay.
I got the DUIs in July of 2024.
Okay. While you're on bond in this case. All right. All standard conditions will apply. Contact the probation department here as soon as you get out of custody. You are entitled to credit for time served on this case, not the Missouri case, but on this case. And we're to have no livestock, animals, anything of that sort as a condition of probation. Comply with the other probation you're on. Anything else, Mr. Storr, that we need to do to order?
I don't believe so.
All right, Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, Mr. McTaggart, anything further?
No, ma'am.
All right, then you are excused on this case and will be in recess. You're returned to the custody of the sheriff.
And Judge, can we do the Cody Rector case next?
Sure, is he in custody?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Cody Rector.
There he is.
We're on the record in BU 2024 TR 3232, State of Kansas versus Cody Austin Record. Please, Rector, please announce appearances.
Cole Store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appearing on behalf of Cody Rector. Mr. Rector does appear personally from Butler County Detention Facility. Judge, there is one charge in this case. I would announce at this time that pursuant to plea negotiations, my client will be entering plea of guilty to that charge.
So was the insurance dismissed for proof?
Well, I was looking at the information, unless there's a second information, then I guess it was not filed by the state.
That means he must have gotten them proof. I see that as well, Mr. Patterson. All right, so Mr. Rector, you're here on one count of driving while declared an habitual violator on September 5th, 2024 in Butler County. How do you plead to that charge?
No contest.
By pleading no contest, you don't want to admit the charge, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial either?
Yes.
Is anyone making you enter this plea of no contest today by any threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No.
And you understand that even though you're not admitting the charge, this plea will still probably cause you to be found guilty?
Yes.
And we'll proceed with sentencing. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you in fact were guilty of driving while your license was revoked for habitual violator status?
Yes.
So on September 5th, 2024, you admit that you did drive without a valid license because it was revoked?
Yes.
All right, and that was here in Butler County?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea as knowingly and voluntarily entered and find you guilty. Recommendations for sentencing, counsel?
Judge, that would be for a $200 fine, court costs, for the court to determine attorney fees any probation fee, an 8-month controlling sentence, 1-year probation. I believe that's all.
And that apparently is a reporting probation.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Judge would ask court to adopt the recommendations.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rector. What kind of work do you do when you're not in custody?
Maintenance.
And will you be able to go back to that job when you get out, or do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You will be able to?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Rector, at this time, you're fined $200, ordered to pay 108 court costs, 250 attorney fees, and $60 supervision fee. You're given a 8-month sentence with credit for time served. The remainder will be suspended for a 1-year probationary period. If you successfully complete your probation, you will not have to serve any more jail. Probation requires all standard conditions and payment of fines and costs. I'm going to order that you pay at the rate of 1/12 per month. First payment will be due August 6th, 2026, and 1/12 will be due on the 6th day of each month thereafter until paid in full. Probation does have discretion to modify that as necessary. And you must call probation or go to see them as soon as you get out of custody. Any questions about any of that?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Storr, anything I may be overlooked or misstated?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Mr. Patterson?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, then those are the orders, and Mr. Rector is released from today's hearing, but remanded to the custody of the sheriff to follow up any other obligations he has to be discharged and start his probation. In other words, you may go back with the sheriff at this time. And are there any more in custody, Deputy? On today's docket?
Judge, there is one more. That's Michael Paps. And
Okay.
before we begin that case, I would need to do a breakout room with the prosecutor and Ms. Taronis.
All right, why don't we go ahead and give them the breakout room, Jennifer? So it's Darren Patterson, Ms. Taronis, the probation officer, and Mr. Storr.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. We'll be right with you, Mr. Paps. The attorneys are going to meet for a moment with your probation officer.
Okay.
I think I said the wrong person. I think I said the defendant's name instead of the probation officer, but I think you know who I meant.
It was Darren Patterson, Cole Storr, and Marcy Taronis, correct?
Correct. We did get that. All right, we still have a prosecutor on here. Deputy, do you want to take someone up that isn't Mr. Patterson?
I have Lasagna Vaughn. She's pro se.
All right, we are on the record in 2026 TR 56, State of Kansas versus Lasagna May Vaughn. State appearing by Joseph Baca, Miss Vaughn appearing in person and pro se. Miss Vaughn, are you not going to have an attorney represent you?
No, ma'am. I was just here. You told me to get my have my driver license, and so I got it. I finally got my birth certificate and my social security card, and I got it. So.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember telling you that. I don't generally serve as counsel, but
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't know. You told me just to yeah, you said get my license next time you see me. So I was like,
I wonder if that could that have been. I don't think I've ever seen you because April 1st, it says you failed to appear before me. April 20th, you appeared before Judge Satterfield and entered a plea of guilty.
yes, that was
your mind. And the court advised that between April 20th and the next court date, you would either need to retain or apply for a court-appointed attorney. And she set it on my docket for today, July 6th. So I don't think I would have told you that. I don't know who you thought told you that, but
it was a different judge, ma'am. It was another lady.
So it wasn't me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you going to do with this case? Judge Satterfield told you to decide what you're going to do about an attorney. Are you going to have an attorney?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It was, driving on expired license originally. That was a whole
All right, well,
issue.
hold on. Are you gonna hire an attorney?
No, no,
Are you
ma'am.
going to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Um, no, ma'am.
Are you going to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself?
Yes.
All right, the deputy will have a waiver for you to sign. Read it over, and if you agree with it, sign that waiver.
Write your name there, read that, sign there.
All right.
Read and sign, Judge.
All right, I will have the record reflect in both the journal entry and the docket notes that you've signed your waiver to counsel or waiver for counsel, and that you're going to proceed on yourself, representing yourself. You are charged in count one, operating a motor vehicle without a valid license on December 30th of 2025. You're also charged with failing to check for a safe passage before passing from single lane. The first charge is a B misdemeanor. The second charge is an infraction. That's all been explained to you at least once, if not more. So I would remind you, you do have the right to a trial or to plead guilty or plead no contest. How do you wish to plead to count one?
Guilty.
You wish to admit that you're operating a motor vehicle without a valid license on
Yes.
December 30th of 2025 in Butler County?
Yes, ma'am. It was expired.
All right, and how do you wish to plead to failing to check for safe passage before passing from a single lane?
I didn't know that was a.
You can plead not guilty and set it for trial. You can plead guilty and admit it, or you can plead no contest, neither admitting or denying it, but you'd still be most likely found guilty.
Okay, no contest is fine. I didn't.
All right, so for count two, you don't want to admit it, but you don't want to deny it.
I didn't know it was. Yes, yeah, I didn't know that was an issue. I hadn't heard that one, so, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And Your Honor,
Yes. Mr. Bunn.
just to inform the court, the state is willing, if the defendant is still willing to enter a guilty or no contest plea on that count one, state would be willing to dismiss count two.
All right. You still want to admit or plead guilty to operating a motor vehicle without a valid license?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then, and the state's willing to dismiss count two, so we'll focus on count one. Anyone making you enter this plea today by any threats or promises other than maybe a plea agreement offer?
No, no, ma'am.
You understand you do have the right to trial, but you're giving that up with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't want to take this charge to trial?
No, ma'am.
And you wanted to plead guilty to this one?
Yes, and my license was expired at the time.
Okay, so you are admitting that. Okay.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
will find that you're freely and voluntarily entering the plea of guilty to count one and find you guilty of count one. Count two is dismissed by the state. And recommendations for sentencing, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would recommend a $100 fine, 120 days jail suspended. State would recommend 6 months of a non-reporting probation and pay court costs.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Vaughn, before I pronounce your sentence?
That will be it. No, that's it. That's
all right. Your fine is $100. Your court costs are $108. How much time do you need to pay $208?
I can pay it. I can pay it by Friday. I get my check, so I can pay it this Friday. The 200. It was
208.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 30 days to pay. Stop by the clerk's office when you leave today and they'll tell you how you can pay that. I give you 30 days because we may need to get the journal entry in unless you pay in person. All right, you're going to have a 120-day jail sentence. I will suspend that and you will not have to go to jail for 120 days unless you violate the 6-month non-reporting probation that I'm also giving you. The conditions to not violate probation: 1, don't violate any laws for the next 6 months. 2, pay within 30 days. And has she had her picture and prints taken, Deputy?
No, I don't believe so.
Judge, I am showing that there was a bond filed April 29th, executed on April 22nd, I believe.
Okay, it looks like you did have a professional surety bond after you failed to appear. So, Deputy, please follow up on that and make sure you do that we have the right information in file. But it looks like she did. If she didn't, I'm ordering that she get it done. But you have to, at this time, violate no laws for 6 months and pay within 30 days. Do you understand that? Have any questions about it?
No, no, ma'am. So what is the bond mean? What does that mean?
Well, if you haven't had your picture and prints taken, you're going to have to get them done as a condition of your probation. But I think you have had it done.
Yes, I've had, yes.
Okay, all right. If there's nothing further, we'll be in recess on Miss Vaughn.
Judge, we're ready for the last case in custody.
And remind me who that is.
That is Michael Paps.
Yes, thank you. We are on the record. If he's back, there he is. BU 2024 CR 431, State of Kansas versus Michael Lynn Paps. Please announce appearances.
Cole Store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appear on behalf of Michael Paps. Mr. Paps does appear personally via Zoom audio visual from the Butler County Jail. Judge, this is a warrant to show cause. I would announce at this time that Mr. Paps will be waiving hearing. He will be stipulating to the violations of his probation.
Mr. Paps, you understand you are entitled to have a hearing and make your probation officer testify to these alleged violations?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to have that hearing and that testimony, or do you stipulate or agree that you violated?
I agree.
Okay, you don't want to have the hearing?
No.
All right. Is anyone making you give up your right to a hearing?
No, ma'am.
And you understand that if you are found in violation of your probation, it could be revoked or any of a number of other options?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do that makes you in violation of your probation, sir?
Failed to appear.
Failed to appear in court or failed to report to your probation officer's order?
A report, sorry.
How many times did you fail to report?
Just once, that when the initial I showed up once, but I failed to appear the second time.
How many did you appear for?
One.
And did you talk to your probation officer that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she tell you to come back?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you?
No, ma'am.
All right. And how are you doing on payments? Have you paid everything that you were ordered to pay?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I was before I got locked up here in Butler County, I was actually in Oklahoma jail.
So you were ordered not to violate any laws, but you had contact with law enforcement in another state?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that work out?
I'm on probation there in Oklahoma for I think a year.
Did you notify your probation officer up here of the contact you had down there?
No, ma'am.
So that would be yet another violation of your probation? Would you agree?
Yes.
And there's also an allegation that you may have had a positive UA for methamphetamines. Would you agree with that?
The first UA, I think it was that, and there was something else in it, but the other substance that was in my UA, I mean, it showed up in there, but there was, I mean, I don't know. Yes.
You were ordered by the court to have a drug and alcohol evaluation scheduled within 14 days of sentencing. Not expected to be in and get your evaluation within 14 days, but to pick up the phone and schedule an evaluation. Did you call the evaluation people within 14 days and get an appointment?
No.
So that's another violation, right? Is that right? That's another violation of probation?
I guess yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to find that you are in violation of your probation. Now, recommendations, Mr. Storr, on what I should do about these violations, I should say.
Well, Judge, it doesn't seem like Mr. Paps is doing very well on probation here in Butler County. He is on higher intensity probation down in Oklahoma. It's my understanding he's been in custody since November 26th of 25. And he was moved over here to Butler County in May. So he has about 50 days of jail credit. I was speaking with Mr. Patterson and probation. And I guess what we're going to recommend is that we terminate his probation here, give him credit for time served, and that we send all his fines and costs and fees to collections, and let Oklahoma take care of him.
Mr. Paps, when was the last time you were back here to Kansas voluntarily?
I can't I mean, it was right after I got out of Oklahoma jail.
And the only time you came back was because of probation in this case?
The only time I came back was when I got released from Oklahoma.
Was it to turn yourself in, or was it because you had family and friends here you wanted to see?
That family, yes. Yes, ma'am.
So you're going to come back to Kansas from time to time to see this family?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Patterson, your recommendations?
Judge, this is a case where he was in the jail in Oklahoma. It appears from my research that he was in jail there from about November 26, 2025 until May 19, 2026, when he then was released onto felony probation in Oklahoma, where he remains on felony probation in Oklahoma. That he came back here, was arrested on this warrant to show cause, and has approximately 50 days credit since getting back here to Kansas, that he's been in Butler County Jail. Judge, we'd ask the court to give credit for time served, close this case, and let Oklahoma supervise him. I think probation is in agreement with these recommendations. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you say Elk Jail and mean Greenwood, or is he in trouble down in Elk County too?
No. If I misspoke, Judge, Oklahoma.
Oh, maybe I heard that as Elk. Okay, that's probably what happened. All right. Well, Mr. Paps, I don't want to see you back in court in Kansas again.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't. So he's been in jail how many days? Did you say 50 some, Mr. Patterson, on this case?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
I can tell the court specifically, Your Honor, the jail sheet shows that he went into custody May 19.
Of what year?
2026, which would have been after he was released on probation from Oklahoma.
All right, Mr. Paps, I am going to modify your sentence to credit to the number of days you've served and give you credit for time served, costs and fees and money owed to collections, and I will close this case for plea agreement, but you better not get into more trouble.
Thank you, ma'am.
And then back to Oklahoma to take care of your felony probation down there and all those requirements.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Nothing further. You're welcome. You're remanded to the sheriff. Anyone else in custody that we need to take up, Mr. Patterson?
No, Your Honor.
Deputy Caulfield, who do you have sitting there?
Michael Moses.
Michael Moses, are we ready on Michael Moses?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the record in BU 2024 TR 2036, State of Kansas versus Michael Lynn Moses. Please announce appearances.
Cole Store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appear on behalf of Michael Moses. Mr. Moses does appear from Courthouse Security One video station. Judge, this is a case where I've had an opportunity to talk with Mr. Moses this morning. Based upon that, there is additional information I need to obtain from him. I'm asking the court to grant a continuance.
Mr. Storr, your position on this request for continuance?
No objection, Judge.
All right, this will be continued at the defendant's request. Defendant will be ordered to reappear next at 8 a.m. on what Monday will that be, Jennifer?
September 21st, Your Honor.
September 21st, 8 a.m. You must be back here, Mr. Moses. You can appear by Zoom, but if you need to come to the courthouse to make sure I can see and hear you, then I'd suggest you do that. All right, if there's nothing further, stay in touch with Mr. Patterson. Make sure he can reach you when he needs to. If there's nothing further from either party, we'll be in recess. Mr. Moses is excused.
Good. Yep. Okay. Next one I have coming up is Richard Paul. Paul with a P.
And Judge, on that case, you should have received drug and alcohol evaluation in your email this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have that. We are on the record in 2025 TR 845, State of Kansas versus Richard Howell Paul III. Gentlemen, I don't remember if you announced appearances, but if you did, would you do so again, please?
Cole Store for the state, Judge.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appear on behalf of Richard Paul. Mr. Paul does appear from Courthouse Security One video station. Judge, I would announce this time that Mr. Paul will be entering a plea of guilty to DUI. State's agreed dismissed for remaining charge.
Mr. Storr, that is your agreement?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Paul, that's your agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to count one, driving under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or a combination of the same?
Guilty, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty or no contest? I mean, it makes me no difference. I just want to make sure. Guilty? So you are admitting, is that right, Mr. Patterson? Is that what you told me?
Pleading guilty, Judge.
Guilty, all right. So, Mr. Paul, are you admitting that on February 22nd, 2025, in Butler County, you did operate or attempt to operate a motor vehicle while your alcohol concentration in your blood or breath was 0.08 or more to wit 0.103?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're saying that's what you did do to make you guilty?
Yes.
Is anyone making you enter this plea of guilty by any threat or promise other than the plea agreement?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that with this plea, you're giving up your right to a trial and will be found guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I will find that you know what you're doing and you're doing it voluntarily and that you have provided the basis for it. So I find you guilty of count one, DUI, and dismiss any remaining charges on motion of the state for plea agreement. I understand this failure to have two headlamps, one on each side of the front of a motor vehicle. And I do have that alcohol and drug evaluation your counsel referred to. Just need to open that. Review file. Addiction Recovery Counseling Services, LLC from Augusta, Kansas. Nancy Chavez, date of assessment 7/2/26. She goes into alcohol and cannabis use, etc. Talks about the other drugs and the denial of use of them. No treatment history. recommendation based on interview and screening tool results that you abstain from all chemical use and complete the 48-hour ASAP program or equivalent. And should Mr. Paul experience any further issues related to substance use, a treatment program should be considered. All right, so recommendations, Mr. Store, for sentencing.
Yes, Judge. That would be for the minimum fine of $750, court costs, a 6-month controlling sentence with 1 year probation, for the court to determine attorney's fees. That probation fee for him to follow the evaluation, and DUI victim impact panel.
Anything further, Mr. Patterson?
No, Your Honor.
Very well, Mr. Paul, here is your sentence. You're going to have to pay $750 in fines, $108 in court costs, $60 supervision fee. And where do you work when you're not in custody or in trouble with the court?
I work at the bowling alley in Augusta,
Part-time, full-time?
full-time.
What do you make per month?
About, I believe, $1,500.
Married or single?
Single.
Minor children?
No.
All right, I'm in order that you pay $250 of your court-appointed attorney fees. You'll pay at the rate of 1/12 per month, first payment due August 6th, and then 1/12 due the 6th of each month until paid in full. Your jail sentence is 6 months, credit for any time you've already served. If you do not want to pay the balance or serve the balance of the 6 months, you must successfully complete a 1-year reporting probation. Go down to probation and report as soon as this hearing is over, and then report as they direct you to, and follow all standard conditions that they will go over with you, as well as the special conditions that you complete a DUI victim impact panel, and that you comply with the recommendations in your evaluation that was signed, it looks like by Diane Briggs, July 2nd, 26, although I thought it said Nancy Chavez did the evaluation. But in any event, you are to complete the 48-hour ASAP program or equivalent. And if you have any further issues related to substance use, a treatment program should be considered. Of course, one of the standard conditions is that you abstain from all alcohol and illegal drugs in any place where those things are available. Do you have any questions, Mr. Paul?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then you may go to the probation office as soon as we're done, unless Mr. Store, Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Nothing further, Judge.
No, Judge. Thank you.
All right, then Mr. Paul is excused.
Valentina.
Judge, I see we had an attorney show up. I don't know if you can take up that case.
Oh,
John
Mr.
Kitchen.
Thank you. Mr. Kitchen, you want to, I think I called your case a while ago, or what did we do with that?
You did, Judge. My apologies to the court, to the state, and to my client. I had an earlier court date, or excuse me, earlier court time. Unfortunately, it was one of those situations that things kept happening unexpectedly, so that's why I was late. And that's all. I think the court understands what happens occasionally.
Sure, it does happen from time to time. So we are back on the record in BU 2026 TR 210, State of Kansas versus Jamie Deanne Turnquist. Please announce appearances.
Full store for the state.
May it please the court, John Kitchen, appearing by Zoom video. And I believe Ms. Turnquist was here because I got a message that she was waiting for me to arrive virtually.
Yes.
Your Honor.
She
Okay.
is here via Zoom from a separate location on one count of driving under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or combination thereof on January 11th, 2026. How does she wish to proceed, Mr. Kitchen?
Judge, on Friday, June 26th, which was the Friday before the 4th of July holiday weekend, I received notice from the state that my client's not eligible for diversion. When I spoke with the prosecutor about it, I informed him that there was an issue with the breath test video. What I was provided from the state was body camera, but the tail end of the video was, without a better word, was corrupted. And so I did ask the prosecutor, could we get a better copy of the tape that has the entire observation period and breath test, or a copy of the video from the room that the breath test was taken of, so we can see everything that happened. And, so in order for the state to have time to procure that video, which I've not received, and I don't know where the state is in looking in that, we'd ask for a continuance.
All right, when is my next date? Is it September 21st, Jennifer? Is that my next available? No, that doesn't look right. Jennifer, when's my next available date if we continue this?
September 21st.
September 21st. All right, does that date work for you, Mr. Kitchen?
Judge, I'm checking my calendar right now, but my computer is slow, so one second.
I understand that too.
At what time on the 21st, Judge? Same time?
9 a.m. docket, yeah.
Okay. I've got to appear in person in Shawnee County, but I think I can find a McDonald's or someplace to do it.
Okay. Yeah, we get them even from their cars, as long as they're not moving, as long as you pull over
Oh,
safely.
absolutely, Judge. But I know that there's a McDonald's down the street from the Shawnee Courthouse, so I'll just drive down to that Shawnee.
And you might find a corner in Shawnee to work from, so yes, we'll work with you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
You're welcome. Ms. Turnquist, any reason why you couldn't be here by Zoom again September 21st at 9?
No, Your Honor, that works for me.
Very well. This is continued. Any objection, Mr. Storer, I should ask?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. This is continued at the defendant's request to September 21st at 9 a.m. And the defendant will be continued on the $1,500 surety bond posted January 11, 26, with the added condition that she reappear with counsel ready to proceed at that time. And if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. Ms. Turnquist is excused. Mr. Kitchen, you're accused. You are excused unless you have anyone else on the docket.
No, that's it, Judge. And I'm sorry, did you need Ms. Turnquist here for that hearing or not, since it's a misdemeanor?
I want her to be here, yes, thank you.
Very well, Judge. Just want to make
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too, thank you so much. All right, Deputy, who do you have?
I have Emilio Valentin.
And Judge, before we start that one, I would need a very brief breakout room with Mr. Store.
Okay. I think do you pronounce that Valentine?
Yeah, it's Emilio Valentine, but
Yeah, but you hear yeah. Without that E on it, we tend to want to pronounce it differently. All right, so breakout room for Darren Patterson and Mr. Store?
Yes,
is that
please.
who you said? Okay.
Hey, Darren.
Yes.
Just to let you know, we had a latecomer show up, which is one of yours. It was Brian Davenport. I don't know. I know you haven't spoke to him today.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Baca, you want to take up some of the others while they're in a breakout room? How about Sarah Boston, pro se? On the record in 2026 CR 128, State of Kansas versus Sarah F. Boston, Joseph Baca for the state. Miss Boston, are you here? Sarah Boston. Sarah Boston is on the docket for possession of marijuana, paraphernalia, and expired tag dating back to April 4th of 26, not very long ago. But she did have first appearance April 8th, said she'd retain her own attorney, and we set the matter over after she pled not guilty to July 6th at 9 a.m., and it is now 10:37. Looks like she fails to appear. Clerk Jennifer, you haven't seen or heard from Miss Sarah Boston today by chance?
No, Your Honor, and I do not have anyone in the waiting.
All right, she fails to appear after being personally told to be here, counsel. And it looks like she had a $5,000 surety bond posted April 4th of 26. So recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor, that is what I see as well. Based on the non-appearance today and the charges, state would recommend, request a bond forfeiture bench warrant. The court's looking to the state for a recommended amount, recommend 10,000 cash or surety.
Thank you. The state's recommendations are made the orders of the court. Due to the failure to appear, there is ordered a bond forfeiture, a bench warrant, new bond set, $10,000, cash or professional surety required. Mr. Patterson, are you back and ready to go already?
Yes, Your Honor. Very
All
quick.
right. Remind me who this is.
Your Honor, this is Emilio Valentin.
That's right. On the record in BU 2025 TR 1302, State of Kansas versus Emilio Valentin. Please announce appearances.
Cold Store for the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appear on behalf of Emilio Valentin, who does appear personally via Zoom audio visual from Courthouse Security 1. Judge would announce this time, Mr. Valentin will enter a plea of guilty to the charge driving while suspended after previous conviction for driving on a suspended.
Mr. Valentin, how do you plead to count one, driving while suspended after being previously convicted for driving while suspended?
Guilty, Your Honor.
By pleading guilty, you're admitting that you did drive while your license was suspended?
Correct.
Is anyone making you enter this plea today?
No, Your Honor.
So are you pleading guilty because you believe you did drive while your license was suspended on June 10th, 2025 in Butler County?
Correct.
And then that's after you'd been convicted February 4th of 2025 in Mulvane Municipal Court for driving while suspended?
Correct.
We understand that with this plea of guilty, you're admitting the charge and giving up your right to trial?
Correct.
Understand you will most likely be found guilty and unable to appeal your conviction?
Correct.
Okay, and your license was suspended when you were driving June 10th, 25?
Correct.
Do you remember where in Butler County you were at the time? What highway or roadway?
Yes.
Which one was it?
I was on the interstate in Andover, right there by the YMCA. I'm not for sure which
Maybe highway.
specific interstate.
So were you coming out of Kellogg in Wichita?
I was already in Andover. So
US
yeah, I was.
or highway, maybe at milepost 227 east, according to the citation?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. Headed east?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I find jurisdiction and I accept your plea and find you guilty. Recommendation for sentencing?
Yes, Judge. State would recommend a $100 fine, 6 months jail, suspended for a year of non-reporting probation. And then I believe there's a mandatory 5 days jail or 10 days house arrest, and the state would recommend the house arrest and court costs.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Judge would ask court to adopt the recommendations. I am court appointed in this case.
Thank you. Mr. Valentin, where do you work?
Right now I'm working with my father in Wichita. We actually sell used vehicles and we have tow trucks as well. Obviously, I'm not have a license or anything like that, so I usually just stay with my father if I'm moving or at the business location.
Do you provide room and board? You live with him?
Yeah, he helps me.
All right. At this time, I fine you $100, order you to pay $108 court costs, $60 supervision fee. I waive your attorney fees. How long will it take you, do you think, to pay $168 total? No?
Not long. I mean, I get paid with my father. I get paid every Friday. So
30 days would be enough?
yeah, we'll get that handled. No, that's no problem.
Did I say something wrong there, Deputy Caulfield? I thought I saw a reaction.
Was this going to be reporting probation?
It is. Did I say the $60? If I didn't, I meant to.
Yeah, yep,
Um,
you said it.
you're,
So it's
You're
reporting,
going-
not non-reporting, because I heard non-reporting as well.
well, I'll tell you what, it's gonna be for 6 months sentence, and if you don't want to serve the 6 months, you're going to have a 1 year. Counsel, did you recommend non-reporting?
I did, Judge.
All right, I'll go with your plea agreement, make it non-reporting, which means that saves you $60.
Thank you.
But your probation can be revoked anywhere between now and a year if you violate it. And if
Okay.
you violate and get revoked, you can serve 6 months in jail.
Mm.
So make sure you understand what the conditions are so you don't get revoked and go to jail. Condition 1 is violate no laws while you're on probation for up to a year, violate no laws, and pay all that within 30 days. And again, that's $100 fine and 108 court costs. And I think I said attorney fees, right? Or did I waive those? I waived those. Okay.
You waived it. Yeah.
All right. So stop by the clerk's office on your way out and they'll tell you how you can make those payments. Because if you don't pay or if you violate the law, you could end up getting your probation revoked and go to jail for a while.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. There's nothing further.
Judge,
Yes.
I do want to make sure he has a phone number for electronic monitoring and he contacts them today also.
Oh. Yes, I didn't address that. That is ordered. He wants to do 10 days house arrest, right?
Yes,
Correct.
Okay, start within a week. Go ahead, Mr. Patterson.
And Judge, we'd ask the court to allow work release with that also.
Up to 40 hours a week. I don't want dad to just say, oh, you can go run around and sit in the truck for 80 hours but house arrest with work release up to 40 hours a week. Go ahead, Mr. Patterson. You want to give him a phone number?
Yes, that phone number is 322-0021. Make sure and call them. Make sure you're hooked up on that no later than 1 week from today.
Yeah.
And Judge, could we ask that the journal entry also reflect these 10 days house arrest work release? He's going to use 13 judicial electronic monitoring. Also put in the journal entry that they should file the completion certificate with the clerk or send it to me. I'll get it filed.
Sure, that'd be fine.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing further.
You are welcome. All right. Does he need to be processed, deputy?
Oh, you were arrested.
No, yeah, actually
Yeah.
was, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We're good.
we're showing he is already processed.
Yeah.
All right. Then he may go to talk to the clerk and probation office. No, just the clerk, just the clerk.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
And we have one more. Brian Davenport, but I don't know if Mr. Patterson needs to speak with him first or.
Judge, I'm ready to proceed on that actually.
All right, bring him in. We are on the record in BU 2021 TR 855, State of Kansas versus Byron Eugene Davenport. Please announce the answers.
Thank you, Your Honor. Joseph Baca appearing for the state of Kansas.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Brian Davenport. Mr. Davenport does appear personally via Zoom audiovisual from Courthouse Security 1. Judge, this is a case where there is a pending motion to dismiss pursuant to a Haynes violation. It was filed April 13.
Mr. Baca, response? Or Mr. Storr, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, no, Your Honor, I will be appearing on this. I do have a copy of the motion. I am reviewing that. I can tell the court the state doesn't have a response or anything further to present on that motion and just leave it in the court's discretion.
All right, so we're here on a motion to revoke probation. And you filed a Haynes motion, is that right, Mr. Patterson?
I did, Your Honor.
Well, we probably ought to set that for hearing to give you time, Mr. Baca. Go ahead, Mr. Patterson.
It was set over from April 13 for the state to review that. I think the announcement is they haven't filed any responses, don't plan to. So I think it's right for the court to make a final ruling that this is pursuant to case law, a violation of the Haynes cases, and dismiss.
And you don't take a position on it, Mr. Baca?
I do not, Your Honor. We have had time to review that.
All right. Chastity Altus, you're the probation officer. Do you have anything to say on this matter? You don't have to. I'm just offering you the chance.
I do not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. When was the last time you saw this guy, out of curiosity?
Actually, he was sentenced to probation back in September of 23. I've acquired this case. His probation officer was somebody else, and he reported, it looks like, one time in September, and then absconded after that. Since then, I do have notes in the file that he did complete his 10 days house arrest. And as of April of this year, he did pay off his balance.
Did you ever get your driver's license, Mr. Davenport?
I'm eligible to get it Friday.
Well, I'm going to grant the motion to dismiss by.
Imagine walking into court, believing your case could finally disappear, only to discover that every decision you make that day could affect your future for years. That's exactly what happened during this courtroom hearing. The defendant appeared without an attorney, hoping to resolve a misdemeanor case as quickly as possible. Before the hearing even began, the prosecutor presented an offer that sounded almost too good to pass up: a 12-month deferred judgment of conviction. Under that agreement, the defendant would complete a drug and alcohol assessment, follow any recommended treatment, stay out of legal trouble for 1 year, and if every condition was met, the entire case would eventually be dismissed. Hearing those words, the defendant immediately wanted to accept the offer, but the judge wasn't willing to let such an important decision be made without fully understanding the consequences. The judge carefully slowed everything down. She explained that a deferred judgment isn't the same as having charges immediately dismissed. Instead, it works like a legal contract between the defendant and the court. For the next 12 months, the charge would remain hanging over the defendant's head. If the defendant completed every condition, avoided new criminal charges, and successfully finished treatment, the case could be dismissed at the end of the agreement. But if any condition was violated, the court could enter a conviction without the benefit of a trial. Although the defendant repeatedly said, "I'll take it," the judge refused to rush the process. She reminded the defendant that accepting a plea without first speaking to a lawyer could have consequences she might not fully understand. The judge emphasized that it wasn't her role to give legal advice, only to make sure the defendant understood every available option before making such an important choice. As the conversation continued, the defendant became emotional. She explained that she had children in school and desperately wanted to avoid having a criminal record. She insisted she wasn't someone who normally got into trouble and simply wanted the case behind her. The judge listened patiently and acknowledged that court can be overwhelming, especially for someone with no prior experience in the criminal justice system. She even recognized that every time the defendant had previously appeared in court, she had been respectful and cooperative. Even so, the judge refused to let emotions dictate the outcome. Instead of accepting the plea that day, she encouraged the defendant to meet with the public defender immediately after court, complete the application, and receive independent legal advice before making a final decision. The hearing was postponed, giving